Manila, I keep coming back to Manila.
They are happy Filipinos, and they are everywhere. It is highly likely that just about anywhere in the world you go, you are bound to meet a Filipino. They are the people of the country called... They can be seen in U.S. hospitals as nurses and caregivers in nursing homes. Their presence is also felt in the Middle East as they cater to different industries. This is because the Philippines is a major supplier of labor migrants to more than 100 countries. In fact, 10% of the Philippine population, and that is 11 million Filipinos, are outside their country either as migrants or as contract workers. They can even be your neighbors, or perhaps the ones taking care of your kids. Now, the question is this a sign of a Filipino global presence? But what if it's not just as simple as that? What if suddenly all people on earth become Filipinos? Will that be a good thing? Will the earth be a happier place if everybody is a Filipino? Will there be finally world peace? This is Filipinos Ask What If? And here's what would happen if all people on earth became Filipinos. Hollywood movies will no longer be cast by whites and blacks, but instead, we will be watching movie actors who are neither blacks nor whites, just like this. And this. Okay, I know. Let me take that back. And let's just not include the issue of skin color into the mix. Suits will no longer be the prescribed formal attire because everybody would be wearing barong Tagalog for men and Filipiniana dress for women. Welcome to the new king of the road, the jeepneys. Lots of these will be swarming the streets of New York. Everything will also be cheap. You can get 2 pieces of this for $50. You can have no problem getting your entire neighborhood drunk, for you can have a bottle of brandy for a little over $2. Now that's cheap. Who says getting fashionable needs to be expensive when you can buy clothes for even less than $1? And what about religion? Will still there be one? Almost 90% of people will now be Catholics. Not just simply Catholics, but totally devoted ones. The procession of the Black Nazarene will sure be a thing among the believers. Everybody would want to get a hold of the image of Jesus Christ in the belief that it will make their lives better. Holy Week will now be more festive as it will now be celebrated more passionately with the singing of the Passion. No, that's not karaoke, but let's get to that one later. What about the food on our plates? Will it still be awesome? Production of rice will exponentially increase. In fact, people will need lots of it because rice and life will now become synonymous in meaning. Everybody will get used to eating rice for breakfast, and for lunch, and for dinner, and for snacks. Yeah, snacks. So you better get used to that. Appliance and furniture companies will find themselves producing more rice cookers. In fact, they may even make around-the-clock production just to catch up with the demand. The New World Order now welcomes a new brand of cuisine that is relatively unknown to many before. Well, if you can be brave enough, you'll find yourself enjoying balut. Well, it is a boiled and fertilized embryo of a duck egg. You can also savor the taste of a hot blood stew or dinuguan, but only if you are brave enough, as I've said. And actually, I'm a coward since birth, so no thanks. Let's freshen up a little bit. Why not have a serving of a halo-halo? you'll find yourself mesmerized by this indulgence of a combination of fruits and other sweet concoctions topped by milk and shaved ice. Now that's delicious. Food parties won't be complete without having a lechon on the dining table. Chicken adobo will surely become the talk of the town. Don't forget to run for your dessert. And what about the everyday normal life? Will they get more exciting? Panic buying due to toilet papers running out of stock will finally be solved, thanks to the ingenuity of the tabo. You can now start throwing out the chopsticks as you will be barely needing them. In fact, you can also try not to use spoons and instead indulge yourself in a boodle fight using your bare hands. Just don't forget to wash them though before and after. What about our names? Will they become Filipino too? Well, you can still have your original name, but just get used to having nicknames that are repeated in syllable. I want you to meet Bon Bon, John John, Jun Jun, Ging Ging, Jojo, Ren Ren, and Mac Mac. Are you looking for something that might be lost somewhere and you would want to ask anybody if they have seen it? Then worry no more, because the mouth will do the pointing.
Over there.
Oh, why didn't you tell me?
I did, like 10 times.
A guy.
Hey, he's your brother, right? No, don't worry. He doesn't have any problem with him. He just got some skin removed down there. This circumcision thing is the rite of passage that finally you can shout to the world that you are already a man. And it's the best growth pills too. Mommy, mommy, I am sick. Call the doctor very quick. Oops, don't rush yet. Mommy has the best solution for your fever. She can do wonders with her Vicks applied to your body. So the saying is true then, that a Vicks a day keeps the doctor away. Hey, did I hear someone say apple? But will the new Filipino planet now becomes a better place? Absolutely. The strength of the new world now will be the people. Everybody will suddenly become welcoming. They will invite you to their homes and feast with them even though they themselves have little on their table. They will bring out their best eating utensils and tell you to treat their homes like yours too. Just don't be surprised that everybody will want you to eat more even though you are already full. Plus, you'll get to have some takeaways too. Parties will never be boring. Instead of just a party, it will be the party. For every party will surely be as crazy as hell. Drinking sessions will never be dull, as it will be filled with laughter, dramas, and games. Lots of them. Tagay. Prepare also for a night of karaoke sessions. In fact, don't be surprised if they are everywhere, even in malls. In a jeepney. Yeah, that's awesome. Sure, everything now becomes fun. But what about world peace? Can we finally get it? Everybody will be polite, that they will help you with directions, with things, and with simply everything. Everybody will be humble enough to respect each other, especially the elder ones. What if these things still won't achieve world peace? Well, if these things still won't achieve the goal, then let's get Manny Pacquiao fight in the ring. The whole world will surely get hooked to his fight, that the police won't have a job to do. Let him fight Mayweather once more, and let the crime rate drop to 0 again from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. Now that's insane.
And that comes straight down the middle, although that left hand landed for Pacquiao and maybe hurt Floyd Mayweather.
What about the problems like earthquakes, hurricanes, and other natural calamities? Sure, these things will still exist for all eternity. But what will make this new world order different is everyone's resilience. Everybody will still be smiling despite the tragedy suffered. It is not because people won't feel sadness anymore, but rather everyone will have the desire to believe that despite everything, there will always be hope along the way. This will give everybody the strength to move on and carry the fight over. It's the belief that one does not need and chase the fanciness of material things to achieve true happiness, but rather finding contentment in simple things, and they are not expensive. A life where what matters most is how worthy you have spent it, with full of smile, respecting one another, and enjoying the love of family. Let the world becomes Filipino.
The new Miss Universe is...
She is Miss Universe. And she also. And they are both stunning. And she's beautiful. And she also. All of them have two things in common. They are all women, and they are all Filipinos. And what it's like to be a Filipino woman? Well, she is usually slim, graceful, and not tall. But what makes her unique from her other Asian counterparts is the Spanish blood running through her veins. Her bright aura is a product of the racial infusion of Malay, Latina, American, Chinese, Indian, and European. The Filipino of today is empowered, informed, open-minded, confident, and free. But despite this, she has not lost her innate qualities of being conservative, timid at times, religious, and family-oriented. And what about the Filipino of yesterday? What kind of a woman is she? Is she conservative and shy? Or is she sexually aggressive? What if you were a woman and you lived before the Spaniards came in 1521? Would you have been the liberal Madonna? Or perhaps probably the conservative Maria Clara? Or maybe that of an Amazona? This is Filipinos Ask What If? And here's what would happen if you were a woman before the year 1521. March 17, 1521. Ships of the Spanish expedition led by Ferdinand Magellan first set foot in the country. This date marked the beginning of the end of the pre-colonial era because the Philippines will later become a colony of Spain for the next 333 years. The country during this time was not a whole entity the way it is now. It was made up of loosely related communities called barangay with their own separate social, political, and economic systems under their own tribal rulers. If you were a woman during these times, then you can shout, "Girl power!" Come on, one more time, shout it louder! Yeah, that's more I like it. This is because, long before the year 1521, women already occupy a good standing in society. They were not just confined to doing domestic tasks at home, but rather they had the same rights and privileges enjoyed by men. Gender equality? No problem, they had it. Being a spiritual leader is a very important position in the old society, and this position is delegated to... Yeah, you're right, it's another girl power. Babaylan, as she is called, she plays many important functions. She consoles the spirits and also serves as a mediator between the living and the dead. It means she sees creatures like aswang. kapre, tiyanak, tikbalang, and yeah, your dead grandpa. Being the babaylan, she is also the cultural preserver of society by being the historian. She also provides relief for the sick and both a midwife and an abortionist. What? Yeah, you heard it right. But let's talk about that later on. Yeah, I get it. Another girl power. But what if you happen to be born with extraordinary beauty and oozing sex appeal? What's in it for you? First, you'll be separated from the rest of your siblings. You will be given the best VIP treatment. You will always have the first serving to all the food in the dining table. You will be treated very delicately that your feet must not get dirtied, and you also must be kept hidden from the extreme heat of the sun. You will always be carried by a special limousine service wherever you go. In short, you'll be a princess. Nope, not that princess. Okay, yeah, that would do. Okay, so now you are beautiful, treated like a princess, and already at marrying age. Then what? Since your parents have raised you most expensively, they can demand a huge dowry from your future husband. This dowry is a sum of wealth that should be paid to your family before they let you go. In short, the husband pays, your parents get the money. Yeah, cool. And what comes after the wedding? Yeah, you're right. Nagging and fighting. No, not too fast. It should be the honeymoon first, right? But what if your husband discovers during your honeymoon that you no longer, you're no longer a virgin? Well, it's totally and absolutely okay, because the concept of virginity in the pre-colonial period is non-existent. It means having with or without sexual experience before marriage does not define a good woman from a bad one. A woman who no longer a virgin and is very skilled in bed is considered to be more attractive. Sexual compatibilities are major requirements for a successful marriage. And as a woman, you should have done lots of practice before getting married. And actually, your parents can pay someone to break the Berlin Wall for you. Consider this a practice session until you reach perfection. And what if you and your boyfriend are already planning to get married? What then? Unfortunately, you can't rush things yet. You must both need to live together first in a cottage called ulog for quite some time until you both have proven that you can satisfy each other's worldly desires. If yes, then by all means get married. If no, then at least you tried. Maybe one of you needs more practice. This only shows that sexual gratification can either be a deciding or a breaking point for the couple. But wait, there's more. Toys are also part of the deed. No, not those toys. Yeah, those. This is a tugbook. It is a nail-like tin rod device inserted into a man's genital. Yeah, the same kind of insertion used among male patients in hospitals for them to pee. Ouch. The tugbook is a part of the act that most women would not want to get laid with their man unless he wears one. However, the process is painful and bloody, especially on the part of the male. Now this is what you call heaven and hell. What if I don't want to wear one?
No.
Well, unfortunately, wearing one is their very definition of what a real man is. So, tugbook equals real man. Real man equals tugbook. Ha ha ha! That's funny! Okay, I'm gay. And what about abortion? Is it allowed? Since the pre-colonial society has no concept of abortion being immoral, so abortion is practiced. People then believe that only pigs have many children. Ouch, that's racist. So once you reach having 2 or 3 kids and you got pregnant again, then it means it's abortion time. And now, suddenly, it's the year 1521, and the Spaniards are here. And they were like, what? Yeah, they were shocked to see how sexually aggressive, progressive, and liberated the Filipino women were. Who wouldn't get shocked if you landed in an island and had to see lots of half-naked women? Hello? I said half-naked. Okay, never mind. Well, we can't blame the Filipino women for being such because the weather in the Philippines has always been hot. And also, they didn't know what half-naked was. So, how were the Spaniards received by the Filipinas of the pre-colonial era? And lo and behold, they were well received with open arms. Yeah, open arms. Filipinos even at that time were already hospitable, and part of that being hospitable was the fulfillment of the guests' desires. Since they didn't have a notion of good and evil in having casual sexual relationships other than their partners, then everything was but a part of a social role for them to fulfill. The Spaniards were scandalized by what they have witnessed and thus begun the reshaping of what a Filipino woman should be. Catholicism has been brought to the country, and came with it were strict laws on morals and social etiquette. What happened to the Filipino women thereafter? From the pre-colonial women, who was free, independent, has had equal footing in the society, educated, progressive, and liberal, they became the opposite. And the babaylans were rebranded as witches. The Filipino women then became Maria Clara. Maria Clara is one of the characters of the novels of Jose Rizal, the Philippine national hero. Maria Clara became the image of how Filipino women were like during the Spanish era. They were more conservative, timid, shy, wields no power in the society, and mostly kept at home. This type of woman is exactly the type who Jose Rizal criticized for being backward and want progress in real life. On the contrary, he referred to the pre-colonial era as the golden age of the Philippines, where part of it are the Filipino women who were progressive, open-minded, free, and socially aware. Exactly the kind of women that the Philippines has today. Women who are strong and active contributors to society, just like her. And her. Well, it seems like Jose Rizal has lots of insights to offer, but let's just have him for another story of Filipinos as. This is the Kapamilya Network.
ABS-CBN.
It used to be the largest media company in the Philippines in terms of revenues, assets, and international coverage. And then this happened. On July 10, 2020, members of the Congress voted 7-11 to deny the renewal of the franchise application of ABS-CBN, citing several issues. And with the non-renewal, the broadcast of the TV station died with it. It means viewers will no longer see him and them. And also his.
At hanggang bukas, maraming salamat. Magandang gabi, bayan.
But why did this happen? Is it because of him? Or perhaps him maybe? Or probably, is it the management's fault? The closure of the network also killed their TV shows. And the memories these shows have given to everyone? Oh man, they're priceless. And what does it feel like growing up watching ABS-CBN? Are the shows of the past as awesome as they are today? What kind of childhood did your parents have? This is Filipinos Ask What If? And here's what would happen if you grew up watching ABS-CBN. The letters ABS-CBN are an acronym for Alto Broadcasting System, Chronicle Broadcasting Network. It is a fusion of two media entities, ABS and CBN. If Christchurch was built on a rock and the Roman Empire was built on a hill, ABS-CBN was built on a table napkin. Really? But how? Okay, here's the very short story. Once upon a time, in February of 1957, Eugenio Lopez, owner of CBN, invited to their house the owner of ABS, Antonio Quirino, for breakfast. And Eugenio Lopez was like, Antonio, how's breakfast? Well, it's good. So, what if I buy your ABS? Sure, where's the contract? Here's a table napkin, and let's just sign both our names here. And they all live happily ever after. And thus began the birth of ABS-CBN. Now hold your breath. It's the 60s. It's your grandma's childhood we are talking here. As you turn on your TV to channel 2, you'll be hooked to this noontime variety show called Student Canteen. It is called as such because the show is shot in a canteen-like studio and became a hit mostly among students. Okay, that makes sense. This was definitely their It's Showtime and It Bulaga version of the 1960s. It was hosted by the likes of Eddie Ilarde, Boots Anson Roa, and Pepe Pimentel. And in case you don't know them, don't worry, I also don't. Hey, do I sound like your grandpa? Your nights will also be lit up by the shows An Evening with Pilita and Tawag ng Tanghalan. Yup, that's it. Tawag ng Tanghalan, a singing contest on television, and it's the longest running talent search. And now, it's the 70s. And as you turn on the TV, shh, keep quiet. The president is making an announcement.
Placing the entire Philippines under martial law.
And so, when then President Marcos declared martial law in 1972, the station was forced to shut down. Okay. So do you mean I get to see nothing of ABS-CBN shows on TV? Well, technically, you still can see some sands and small rocks. Just be careful though not to watch too much or else something might come out of your TV set. Here comes the 80s. The long hibernation is finally over. ABS-CBN returns to the airwaves after this president was removed by this new president. You will now be a witness to the birth of TV Patrol. It is the longest running news program in Filipino language. And come on, let's get to know the original news anchors, Mel Chanco, Angelique Lazo, Frank Evangelista, and of course, your kabayan, Noli De Castro. And this guy? No, he won't sell you any insurance policies. He's Ernie Baron. He will be your weatherman and your walking encyclopedia. And now, it's Halloween. As you turn on your TV, you'll see him. And he will be scaring you to death with his frightening. Just be careful not to pee on your pants though. And if you are still looking for Student Canteen, then don't bother because It Bulaga is now your new lunch companion. These three of Tito, Vic, and Joey will later become the longest running noontime show and having produced the likes of Isa Ziguera and Pauline Luna. Wait, that little girl you mean is Pauline? As in, Bossing's wife? Yeah, this goes to show that love really is patient. So don't feel sad, okay? It's probably that your future partner hasn't been born yet. And if you still can't get enough of Bossing, so you better watch him as Enteng Cabisote in OK Cafe Rico. If you are a fan of Bubblegum, then you'll definitely love the Going Bananas of Bobot Mortiz, Christopher De Leon, Jay Ilagan, and Johnny Delgado. And as if laughter is not enough as a medicine, then laugh more with the palibhasa lalaki of Freaky, Joey, Johnny, Tita Minerva, Ami, Cynthia, and Tikboy. Oh, it's 3 p.m. Sorry to interrupt, but let's pray for a while with the 3 o'clock prayer. Yeah, so nostalgic. Are you done praying? Okay, so it's the 90s now. This decade is actually the golden age of ABS-CBN because the shows will go full blast. Can you still remember? Remember what? Okay, I'll say it in Tagalog. Maalaala mo kaya? Yeah. And this show will definitely bring out all the snot in your nose because of its heavy drama nature. Just don't forget to guess the title of the episode though. Hint. It's the name of a thing. Chinelas? Aparador? Regalo? Okay, never mind. And don't be saddened by the departure of Eat Bulaga to GMA7 because you will still be entertained by the Hapo Iking Society in their show Sang Linggo na po sila. Alright, don't be despaired. The trio of Willie, Randy, and John will put you to laugh with their Magandang Tanghali Bayan show, another Eat Bulaga competitor. 90s will still be about comedy. Kevin Cosme with his kids Bill, Bob, Bing, and Baldo will warm your night with their Home Along the Riles. Laughter will always be the best medicine, especially when it comes to your handsome doctor. Okidoki doc. 4:30 na ang TV na. I'm sure you'll get hooked to this youth-oriented show with the likes of him, and him, and him. The younger version, please. Yeah, that's him. No, I'm too young for those. I want cartoons and anime. Okay. She's Sarah without the potatoes. She used to be a princess. And then she became like this. And then this happened.
Ano bang pangalan mo?
Sarah Crew.
Ikaw nga.
And she became a princess again. Classic. And don't forget to wipe your tears with the sad fate of Nello and his dog Fulgoso. Okay, yeah, it's Patrash. I'm just thinking of her. Alright, let's just talk about her in a while.
Till it was late.
Why don't you eat bananas first? And later watch Barney the Purple Dinosaur? I wonder if he's gay. They're Biomen. They are good at fighting. And once they join, they can make the Bio Robot. And if you're still not contented with them, then watch Shider and his beautiful partner Annie. He'll take you to the time-space warp to fight against Ida and Fumaliar. Oh, and there are Ultraman and Magma Man too. Okay, she's very stunning. What's her name? Oh yeah, she's Marimar and her dog Fulgosa. Sadly, they belong to the other TV station. But you can still watch her other characters instead. And yeah, Mr. President got caught into this madness too. Oh, and I know you want to be educated, so these are for you. Kiko Maching, Pong Pagong, and Kuya Boji in Batibot. And also there are ATBP, Sinescuela, Hiraya Manawari, Matinik, and Apple for you. And suddenly, it's the new millennium. It's the year 2000 to 2010. Noontimes are still hot with its Showtime and Wawawi. Nights are still filled with comedy, with the likes of Banana Split and Goin' Bolilit. Things will get exciting because this will be the era of reality shows like Pinoy Big Brother and his famous Bahay ni Kuya. And Filipinos Got Talent? It's awesome. And of course, there's Koke, the Wonder Alien. No, that's not him. But wait, I know that guy, and he didn't come here to fight. And he can feel the presence of Koke, the cool and very chocolatey alien. I wonder what the Soko guy can say though. And before there were BTS and other K-pop groups, Be Crazy first with F4 and their hit Meet Your Garden. So classic. And the beautiful memories pile more and more with this. And this. And a lot more. And as our childhood draws closer, Santino reminds that there's still tomorrow for things to get better. He wants to remind everybody to put their complete trust in God. I mean, bro, The same praise also extended to those who were saddened by the non-renewal of ABS-CBN. Whether they can still be given a chance to continue their broadcast now hangs in the uncertainty. And if there will no longer be an ABS-CBN for the next generation to come, the childhood memories its programs created into the hearts of millions of Filipino people will surely never be forgotten. Thank you, ABS-CBN. You made our childhood very special and so meaningful. Till we meet again.
Manila, I keep coming back to Manila.
Sila ay mga Pilipino at makikita sila maski saan. Malamang ay makakatagpo ka ng Pilipino sa angmang sulok ng mundo ka pumunta. Sila nga pala ay mamamayan ng bansa. Karaniwang makikita sila sa US bilang mga nurses sa mga ospital at caregivers sa mga nursing homes. Ramdam din sila sa gitnang silangang Asya sa maraming mga industriya at pagawaan. Ito'y sapagkat ang Pilipinas ay pangunahing pinagkukunan ng lakas paggawa ng mahigit sa 100 mga bansa. Katunayan ay 10% ng populasyon nito o nasa 11 milyong Pilipino ang nasa labas ng bansa para manirahan ng permanente o kaya naman ay mga OFWs. Baka nga kapitbahay mo pa ang ilan. O kaya naman ay yaya ng mga anak mo. Ang tanong, nilulusob na ba nila tayo? Pero paano kung hindi lang gayon? Paano kung sa isang iglap ay naging Pilipino lahat ng tao sa mundo? Ito ba ay makabubuti? Mas magiging masaya kaya ang mundo kung lahat ng tao ay naging Pilipino? Magkakaroon na ba ng pangmundong kapayapaan? Ito ang Filipinos as Tagalog version. At ito ang mangyayari kung lahat ng tao sa mundo ay naging Pilipino. Ang mga sine ng Hollywood ay hindi na para sa mga itim o puti. Ang mga artista kung gayon ay magiging kayumanggina kagaya nito.
Will you marry me?
O kaya nito. Okay, binabawi ko na pong sinabi ko, wag na nating isali ang pagiging racist. Hindi na kailangan ng coat and tie para maging formal dahil lahat ay barong Tagalog na ang isusuot ng mga lalaki at Filipiniana naman sa babae. O heto na ang bagong hari ng kalsada, ang mga jeepney. Isipin mo na lang na naglipa na sila sa mga kalye ng New York. Lahat ng bilihin ay mura. Maari kang makabili ng 2 piraso nito sa halagang 25 pesos lamang. Wala ring problema kung gusto mong lasingin lahat ng kapitbahay mo dahil mabibili mo ang alak na ito sa halagang 100 piso lang. At sinong may sabi na dapat mahal ang pumorma kung makakabili ka naman ng damit sa halagang 50? E paano naman ang relihiyon? Magkakaroon pa ba? 90% ng mga tao ay hindi lang mga Katoliko, kundi mga debotong Katoliko. Ang prosesyon ng itim na Nazareno ay siguradong tatangkilikin ng marami dahil lahat ay gustong makalapit sa imahe ni Kristo sa paniniwalang nagdudulot ito ng swerte sa buhay. Ang mahal na araw ay magiging mas masaya dahil ito ay ipagdiriwang ng mas matindi, kagaya ng pag-awit ng pasyon. Hindi po yan karaoke. Pero pag-usapan natin yan maya-maya lang. Eh kumusta naman ang pagkain? Okay? At masarap ba? Paniguradong lalaki ang pangangailangan sa bigas kasi nga lahat ng tao ay kakailanganin ito dahil ang mga salitang buhay at kanin ay magiging parehas na lang ang kahulugan. Lahat ay masasanay sa pagkain ng kanin sa almusal, tanghalian, hapunan at merienda.
I'm stuffed. Don't worry, there's no trouble. I came here to train.
Oo naman, kahit kaning lamig pa yan.
Gravity is 10 times stronger than Earth's.
Tataas din ang produksyon ng mga kumpanyang gumagawa ng kaldero at rice cookers. Malamang magiging 24 oras ang produksyon para lamang makasabay sa demand. Ang buong mundo ay masasanay na sa mga makabagong lutuin na dati ay mga hindi naman kilala. Ngayon kung matapang ka, ay malamang sisiw lang sa iyong pagkain ng balut. Sisiw lang dahil sisiw ang laman nito sa loob. Kung trip mong kumain ng dugo, ay heto ang mainit-init pang dinuguan. Yun ay kung matapang ka lang naman. O ano, kaya? Go home na. O siya, maghalo-halo na nga lang. Paniguradong mag-i-enjoy ka sa pagkain na ito na pinagsama-samang kombinasyon ng prutas, ube, leche flan, at iba pa at binuhusan pa ng asukal, gatas at yelo.
Wow, bago yan ah.
Karaniwan na ding magiging handa ang lechon sa mga okasyon. Magiging usap-usapan din ang karamihan ng adobong manok. At ang dessert na nagmamagic, turon! Corny! At kumusta naman ang magiging buhay araw-araw? Magiging exciting ba? Hindi na usong panic buying dahil naubusan ng stock ng toilet paper sa supermarket. Buti na lang may tabo sa CR. Pwede mo na ring itapon ng mga chopsticks dahil bihira mo na lang sila gamitin. Actually, pwede ring huwag ka nang gumamit ng kutsara at tinidor dahil pwedeng-pwede naman magkamay ka na lang sa mga kainan. Basta dapat, hugasan mo naman daw ang mga kamay mo. Paano naman ang mga pangalan namin? Dapat Filipino din ba? Pwede namang yan din ang pangalan mo, pero dapat masanay ka na sa palayaw na inuulit-ulit lang. O eto, sila si Bonbon, si Janjan, si Gingging, si Jojo, si Renren at si Makmak. At may nawawala ka bang bagay na sa tingin mo ay na-misplace mo at gusto mong itanong kung nakita nila ito? Solve na ang problema mo dahil ang bibig nila ang magtuturo kung nasaan.
Over there.
Oh, why didn't you tell me?
I did, like 10 times.
Guy! Uy, ikaw
Kapatid mo yan pre, di ba?
Oo.
Na paano siya? Okay lang yan pre, walang problema sa kanya. May inalis lang na balat banda sa ibaba. Ang pagtutuli kasi ay isang tradisyonal na seremonya na sa wakas ay pwede nang ipagsigawan na binata na ako. At pinakamabisang pampatangkad din daw ito. Mami, may sakit ang baby. Tawag kang doktor, please. Wag muna, may solusyon si Mami dyan. Lahat magagamot ng kanyang Vicks kapag ipinahid na sa'yo. So, totoo palang kasabihan na a Vicks a day keeps the doctor away. Parang may naririnig akong mansanas. Kaso, magiging mas maayos na ba ang mundo? Oo naman. Ang lakas ng mundo ngayon ay nasa mga tao kasi lahat ay nakahandang magpatuloy sa kanilang tahanan maski sino ka man. Iimbitahan kanila na makisalo sa kanila maski sila man ay salat din naman sa buhay. Ilalabas nila ang mga nakatagong kubyertos at ipaparamdam nila sa'yo na hindi ka iba sa kanila. Basta ba masanay ka ng kumain ng madami dahil panigurado lahat iaalok nila sa'yo. Tapos may take out pa pag uwi mo. Ang mga parties ay panibagong hindi boring. Hindi lang basta simpleng kasiyahan, kundi ito ay punong-puno din ng kalokohan. Halika't sumali ka na sa inuman dahil masaya dito. May halo ba namang drama at away? O tagay muna. Masanay ka na rin sa magdamagang kantahan. Huwag ka nang magulat kung maski saan ay may videoke. Maski sa mall. O sa loob ng jeep. O, di ba? O siya, masaya na kung masaya. Pero paano naman ang issue ng kapayapaan? Magkakaroon na ba nito sa wakas? Halos lahat lang naman ay magiging matulungin. Tutulungan ka sa direksyon, sa ibang bagay, at sa lahat ng bagay. Lahat halos ay magagalang, lalo na sa mga nakakatanda. E paano kung sa kabila ng lahat ay wala pa rin kapayapaan? Kung sa kabila ng lahat ay magulo pa rin, o heto, ilaban uli natin si Manny Pacquiao ng boxing. Buong mundo sigurado nakatutok sa kanyang laban na ang mga pulis ay wala na halos magiging trabaho. Ilaban uli natin siya kay Mayweather para bumaba ang crime rate sa 0 mula alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 3 ng hapon. Ayos, di ba? Paano naman ang mga problema kagaya ng lindol, bagyo at iba pang kauri nito? Siyempre naman, hindi na mawawala yung mga yan. Pero ang kaibahan lang, ang mundo ay magiging mas matatag. Biruin mo, nakangiti pa rin maski na dumaan na sa trahedya. Hindi sapagkat ang tao ay hindi na malulungkot, kundi lahat ay magkakaroon ng pananalig na sa kabila ng lahat ay may bukas at pag-asa pa rin darating. Ito ang magbibigay ng lakas sa tao upang bumangon at ituloy lang ang laban. Ang kaligayahan din ng tao ay hindi na lang nakasalig sa pagkakamit ng mga material na bagay sa mundong ito. Kundi ang mas mahalaga ay maging maligaya at mapagpasalamat sa anumang biyayang dumarating. Isang buhay na ang mas mahalaga ay kung paano mo ito ginugol na puno ng ngiti, may paggalang sa kapwa at higit sa lahat ay may pagmamahal ng pamilya. Hayaan nating ang mundo ay maging Pilipino.
The new Miss Universe.
Siya ay Miss Universe. At siya rin. At pareho silang kaakit-akit. Ang ganda naman niya, di ba? Maging siya rin. Lahat sila ay may pagkakatulad na dalawang bagay. Sila ay mga babae at sila ay mga Pilipina. Ano nga ba ang babaeng Pilipina? Siya ay kadalasang balingkinitan, mahinhin at hindi kataasan, pero ang namumukod-tangi sa kanya kumpara sa ibang Asyano ay ang dugong Kastila na dumadaloy sa kanyang mga ugat. Siya ay produkto ng pinagsama-samang lahi ng Malay, Latina, Amerikana, Inchik, Bombay at Europeo. Ang Pilipinas sa panahon ngayon ay progresibo, maalam, bukas ang isip at malaya. Pero sa kabila nito ay hindi nawala ang kanyang natural na katangian na konserbatibo, mahiyain, relihiyoso at mapagmahal sa pamilya. Paano naman ang Pilipinas sa nakaraan? Anong uring babae kaya siya? Siya ba ay konserbatibo at mahiyain? O siya kaya ay agresibo? Paano kung Pilipina ka at nabuhay ka bago madumating ang mga Kastila noong 1521? Magiging katulad ka kaya ng liberal na si Madonna? O baka naman ang konserbatibong si Maria Clara? O pwede ring isang Amazona? Ito ang Filipinos as Tagalog What If. At ito ang mangyayari kung naging Pilipina ka bago pa ang taong 1521. March 17, 1521. Ito ang petsa ng pagdating sa bansa ng isang ekspedisyong Kastila na pinamumunuan ni Ferdinand Magellan. Ito rin ang magiging simula ng pagtatapos ng panahong prekolonyal dahil ang bansa ay mapapasailalim ng Espanya sa loob ng mahigit 300 taon. Ang Pilipinas sa panahong ito ay hindi paganap na bansa na kagaya nito ngayon. Ito ay binubuo ng mga magkakahiwalay na komunidad na tinatawag na barangay na magkakaibang sistemang politikal, sosyal, economics at mayroong mga sariling leader. Kung naging babae ka sa panahong ito ay pwede mong isigaw, mabuhay ang kababaihan. Yan. Isa pa, mabuhay ang kababaihan. Ito ay sapagkat, bago pa ang taong 1521, Ang mga babaeng Pilipina ay mayroon ng mataas na bahagi sa lipunan. Hindi lang sila pambahay, kundi mayroon din silang pantay na karapatan at kapangyarihan na kagaya ng sa kalalakihan. Gender equality ba kamo? Meron sila niyan. Ang pagiging leader espiritual ay isang importanteng posisyon sa lipunan. At ang posisyong ito ay nakaatang sa... Okay, sige na. Mabuhay ang kababaihan. Tinatawag siyang babaylan at ginagampanan niya ang maraming bagay. Nakikipag-ugnay siya sa mga espiritu ng kabilang buhay. Ibig sabihin, nakakakita siya ng mga elemento gaya ng aswang, kapre, tiyanak, tikbalang, at ang lolo mong patay na. Bilang babaylan, siya din ang tagapangalaga ng kalinangan bilang isang historiador. Siya din ang takbuhan ng mga may sakit at nagsisilbi siyang kumadrona at tagalaglag ng bata. Oo, tagalaglag. Tama ang nadinig mo, pero pag-usapan natin yan mamaya. Okay, oo na, sige na ulit. Mabuhay ang kababaihan. Paano naman kung pinanganak kang may pambihirang ganda at artistahin ang dating? Ano naman ngayon? Hihiwalay ka lang naman mula sa iba mo pang mga kapatid. Ibibigay sa iyo ang pinakamagandang serbisyo. Sa iyo lagi ang unang sandok sa pagkain sa mesa. Ituturing kang parang porselanang babasagin na dapat hindi sasayad ang paa mo sa lupa at hindi ka rin hahayaang mainitan ng sikat ng araw. Hindi ka mapapagod sa kalalakad dahil lagi kang may special service saan ka man pumunta. Sa madaling sabi, ikaw ay magiging prinsesa. Hindi po yan. Yan ang haba ng hair ng lola mo. O siya, sige na, maganda ka na. Tapos, prinsesa ka pa. At pwede ka nang mag-asawa. O tapos, dahil nga naman ginasusan ka, dapat lang na manghingi ang mga magulang mo ng malaking bigay kaya sa mapapangasawa mo. Ito yung halaga ng kayamanan na ibabayad sa pamilya mo bago ka pakawalan. Sa madaling sabi, pinagkakitaan ka nila. At pagkatapos ng kasal, anong kasunod? Tama ka. Away dito, away doon. Hindi mo na dapat, syempre, di ba? Honeymoon muna. Paano kung sa honeymoon na-discover ng asawa mong sikreto na ikaw ay hindi na... hindi na siya virgin. Okay lang naman. Ito ay sapagkat ang konsepto ng virginity sa panahong prekolonyal ay hindi nila alam. Ibig sabihin nito ay meron o wala ka mang karanasang sexual bago ka pa ikasal ay walang koneksyon kung ikaw ba ay mabuti o masamang babae. Mas kaakit-akit pa ngang ituring ang babaeng hindi na birhen. Tapos, napakahusay pa sa pagkikipagtalik. Ang sexual na usapin ay mahalagang bahagi ng matagumpay na pag-aasawa. Kaya bilang babae, ay dapat nakapag-practice ka bago ka pa ikasal. Ang magulang mo ay pwede namang magbayad ng lalaki para lang dito. Ito yung tinatawag na practice makes perfect. At kung nagpaplano na kayong magpakasal ng boyfriend mo, ano naman ngayon? Kaso nga lang, hindi dapat magmadali. Kailangan nyo munang tumira sa isang kubol na kung tawagin ay ulog, hanggang sa pareho ninyong mapatunayan na kaya ninyong diligan ng pagkauhaw sa isa't isa. If compatible, then go, kasal. If hindi naman, at least nag-try kayo. Baka naman kasi kulang ka pa sa practice. Ito ay nagpapakita lamang na ang usaping sexual ay pwedeng ituloy o hindi na ituloy ang inyong kasal. O teka, meron pa. Pwede rin namang gumamit ng laruan sa pagkikipagtalik. Hindi yan. Yan. Ang tawag dito ay tugbok. Matulis ito na parang pako na ipinapasok sa ari ng lalaki. Katulad din ito halos nang ipinapasok sa lalaking pasyente sa ospital para siya makaihi.
Do not inflate the balloon.
Ang tugbok ay bahagi ng pakikipagtalik na ayaw sipingan ng mga babae ang kanilang asawa kung walang suot nito. Kaso, ito ay napakasakit at madugo, lalo na sa parte ng lalaki. So, ito yung tinatawag na makaimpyernong kaligayahan. Paano kung ayaw ko magsuot?
No.
Kaso nga lang, ang pagsusuot nito ay siyang basihan ng tunay na lalaki.
You like that? Check this out.
Kaya, tugbok equals tunay na lalaki. Tunay na lalaki, tugbok. Wala tayong problema dyan. Pakis nga pre, please. Ang abortion, pinapayagan ba? Walang konsepto ang panahong prekolonyal na ang abortion ay immoral. Kaya ginagawa nila ito. Naniniwala kasi sila na baboy lang ang maraming anak. Aray ko po. Kaya kung meron na kayong 2 o 3 anak tapos nabuntis ka uli, pwedeng-pwede ka nang magpa-abort. At ngayon nga, taong 1521 na, andyan na ang mga Kastila. At ang reaksyon nila ay nasiyak sila na makita kung gaano ka-agresibo, progresibo at liberated ang mga sinaunang Pilipina. Sino ba naman ang hindi mabibigla kung mapupunta ka sa isang isla na puno ng mga half-naked? Sabi ko, half-naked. Bala ka na nga sa buhay mo. Pero hindi natin masisisi ang mga Pinay dahil mainit nga naman sa Pilipinas, kaya mas presko kung nakahubad. At higit sa lahat, wala silang alam kung ano ba ang nakahubad. Kaya, paano tinanggap ng mga babaeng Pilipina ang mga bisitang Kastila? Ayan, nakabukaka ang kanilang mga kamay na tinanggap sila. Ang mga Pilipina noon pa man ay magiliw na sa mga bisita. At bahagi ng pagiging magiliw ay mapuna ng pagnanasa ng kanilang bisita. Dahil nga naman wala silang konsepto na ang pagsiping sa hindi nila asawa ay masama, kaya ang ganitong bagay ay ginagawa nila bilang tungkulin nila sa lipunan. Naiskandalo siyempre ang mga Kastila sa kanilang inabutan, kaya inumpisahan nilang baguhin ang imahe ng isang Pilipina. Bahagi rito ang pagdadala ng relihiyong Katolisismo na puno ng mahigpit na aral sa moral at wastong asal.
Yan ang pinakamahalaga nating gawa.
Ano ang nangyari sa mga Pilipina pagkatapos? Mula sa dating Pilipina na larawan ng pagiging malaya, malakas, may pantay na katayuan sa lipunan, marunong, progresibo at liberal, naging kabaligtaran sila. Tapos ang mga babaylan ay itinuring naman ng mga mangkukulam. Ang dalagang Pilipina ay unti-unting naging si Maria Clara. Siya ay isa sa mga tauhan sa nobela ni Jose Rizal, ang pambansang bayani ng Pilipinas. Si Maria Clara ang naging larawan ng kababaihan noong panahon ng mga Kastila. Sila ay naging konserbatibo, mahiyain, walang kapangyarihan sa lipunan at kadalasang nasa bahay lang. Ito ang uri ng babae na ayon kay Rizal ay paurong at walang mararating sa buhay. Sa kabilang banda, itinuring niya ang panahong prekolonyal bilang gintong panahon ng Pilipinas at parte nito ang mga kababaihan na progresibo, bukas ang isip, malaya at mulat sa paligid. Ganitong-ganito ang uri ng mga Pilipina ngayon. Sila ay malalakas at aktibong tagapagtaguyod ng mga ambag sa lipunan. Kagaya niya. At siya. Mukhang marami ang pwedeng matutunan kay Jose Rizal. Pero sa susunod na lang na pagkakataon ng Filipinos as ito ang Kapamilya Network. Ito dati ang pinakamalaking media company sa Pilipinas kung ang pag-uusapan ay kinikita, ari-arian, lawak at sakop. Kaso, biglang nangyari ito. Noong July 10, 2020, bumuto ang mga mambabata sa Kongreso upang hindi na pagkalooban ng panibagong prangkisa ang ABS-CBN. At dahil nga wala ng prangkisa, ibig sabihin ay kasamang namatay ang mga programa nito. Kaya naman, hindi mo na siya mapapanood. At sila din. At ang kanyang...
At hanggang bukas, maraming salamat. Magandang gabi, bayan.
Pero bakit umabot sa ganito? Dahil ba kay Presidente Duterte? O baka naman dahil kay Pastor? Pero dahil kaya kasalanan din naman ng management? Ang pagsasara ng ABS-CBN ay pagpatay din sa kanilang mga TV shows. At ang mga di makakalimutang alaala nila, they're priceless. Ano ba ang pakiramdam na lumaki kang nanonood ng ABS-CBN? Ang mga shows ba nila noon ay kasing ganda din ng sa ngayon? Anong uring kabataan nagkaroon ng mga magulang natin? Ito ang Filipinos as Tagalog What If? At ito ang mangyayari kung lumaki kang nanonood ng ABS-CBN. Ang ABS-CBN ay mga letra mula sa Alto Broadcasting System at Chronicle Broadcasting Network. Nagsanib ang dalawa kaya ABS-CBN. Kung ang Church ni Cristo ay itinayo sa ibabaw ng bato at ang Roman Empire naman ay sa ibabaw ng burol, ang ABS-CBN ay itinayo sa tissue paper. We, di nga. O sige, heto ang maikling kwento. Noong unang panahon, Pebrero 1957, si Eugenio Lopez na may-ari ng CBN ay inimbitahan sa bahay nila si ABS owner Antonio Quirino para mag-almusal. At ang tanong ni Eugenio ay, musta paring Antonio ang pagkain? Pwede na. Masarap naman. Gusto ko nga pala bilhin ang ABS mo. Okay, sige. Asan ang kontrata? Sira ang printer ko so pirma na lang tayo dito sa tissue paper. And they both live happily ever after. At dahil dito, may ABS-CBN na tayo. Heto na. Magsimula tayo sa dekada 60. Ito yung panahon na Totoy at Neni pa sina Lolo at Lola. At kapag nagpunta ka sa Channel 2, maa-addict ka sa noontime show na ito na tinatawag na Student Canteen. Student Canteen dahil ang studio nito ay mukhang kantin at naging sikat ito sa mga estudyante. Kaya naman pala. Ito bali ang It's Showtime nila at It Bulaga version ng dekada 60. Ang mga host nito ay ang mga kagaya ni Eddie Ilarde, Butch Anson Roa at Pepe Pimentel. At kung hindi mo sila kilala, ay ako man hindi rin. Magkasing edad lang naman tayo, okay? Ang mga gabi ay masaya dahil sa mga shows na An Evening with Pilita at Tawag ng Tanghalan. Tama, ito yon. Ang Tawag ng Tanghalan na isang singing contest sa TV ay ang pinakamatandang talent search. At lipat naman tayo sa dekada 70. At pagbukas mo ng TV ay ito. Si Presidente Marcos may ina-announce. Ano naman kung martial law? Nang magdeklara kasi ng martial law ang presidente, ay kasama sa ipinasara nito ang ABS-CBN. So ibig bang sabihin ay wala akong mapapanood na shows ng ABS-CBN sa TV? Meron naman. Ayan, kulay gray na mga buhangin at maliliit na bato. Basta ba wag lang masobrahan sa panonood at baka may lumabas sa iyong TV set. At nagtapos ang dekada 70 at lipat naman tayo sa dekada 80. Muling magbabalik ang ABS-CBN dahil ang presidenteng ito ay sinipa ng presidenteng ito. Magiging saksi ka ngayon sa kapanganakan ng TV Patrol. Ito ang pinakamatagal na Tagalog news program. At eto na ang kanilang mga orihinal na tagapagbalita, Mel Chanco, Angelic Lazo, Frankie Evangelista at syempre si kabayan, Noli De Castro. At siya? Hindi po siya ahente ng life insurance. Siya si Ernie Baron. Tagaulat siya ng Lagay ng Panahon, Araw na ng Mga Patay. At pagbukas mo ng TV, ay makikita mo siya. Puro multo ang ipapalabas niya sa kanyang.
Ito po si Noli De Castro. Magandang gabi, bayan.
Basta ba ingat lang na wag masobrahan at baka maihi ka sa takot. At kung hinahanap mo pa ang student canteen, wala na sila dahil ang It Bulaga na ang bago mong kasama sa pananghalian. Ang trio ni Tito, Vic at Joey, ang kalaunan ay magiging pinakamatagal na noontime show at magmumula dito sina Aiza Sigera at Pauline Luna. Yung maliit na bata na yan, si Pauline Luna, asawa ni Bossing? Talaga? Ibig sabihin, ang pag-ibig ay matyaga. Kaya dapat huwag malungkot, okay? Baka ang makakatuluyan mo ay hindi pa pinapanganak. At kung hinahanap-hanap mo pa rin si Bossing, ay panoorin mo na lang siya bilang enteng kabisote sa OK Cafe Rico. At kung fan ka ng bubblegum, panigurado matatawa ka sa Going Bananas ni na Bobot Mortiz, Christopher De Leon, Jay Ilagan at Johnny Delgado. At kung bitin ka pa rin sa kakatawa at gusto mo pa, heto at makigulo sa palibhasa lalaki ni na Ricky, Johnny, Joey, Tita Minerva, Ami, Cynthia at Tikboy. Teka, at alas 3 na. Tigil muna sandali at magdasal muna tayo sa 3 o'clock prayer. Ito yung Jesus, I trust in you. Tapos ka na bang magdasal? O siya, lipat na tayo sa dekada 90. Ito yung pinakamatinding dekada ng ABS-CBN dahil ito todo na nila. Naalala mo pa ba? Ha? Ang alin? Si Charo. O siya, ito ang programang Maalaala Mo Kaya. Sigurado lahat ng luha at sipon mo palalabasin nito dahil masyadong madamdami ng mga dramahan dito. At huwag makalimot hulaan ng pamagat ng episode, clue. Bagay ito. Tsinelas? Aparador? Regalo? Mali! Huwag ka na ring malungkot na wala ng Eat Bulaga dahil nasa GMA7 na sila. Pasasayahin ka naman ng Apo Hiking Society ng kanilang noontime show na sanglinggo na po sila. Kaso nga lang, ligwak ang show nila. Kaya papalitan sila ni na Willie, Randy at Jan sa kanilang magandang tanghali bayan show. Comedy pa rin ang dekada 90. Kasama si Kevin Cosme at ang mga anak niyang sina Bill, Bob, Bing at Baldo sa kanilang Humalong Dariles. Laughter is the best medicine daw, lalo na kung ang doktor mo ay ang poging si Doc Aga sa Okidokidok. 4:30 na, ang TV na. Paniguradong tututukan mo ito dahil sa mga crush mong artista na siya at siya pa. At siya din. Ay, yung bata pa siya dapat. Yan, siya yan. Kaso, bata pa tayo para dyan eh. Gusto ko, cartoons at anime tayo. Okay. Siya si Sarah nang wala ang mga patatas. Dati siyang prinsesa. Kaso, nagkaganito siya. Tapos, ganito ang nangyari.
Ano bang pangalan mo?
Sarah? Sarah Crew?
Ikaw nga.
At nagbalik, prinsesa uli siya. At kinilig ka naman. At huwag ding kakalimutan na punasan ng iyong luha dahil kay Nelo at sa asong si Pulgoso. Ay si Patras nga pala. Iba kasing ini-imagine ko. Mamaya ka na nga lang ng konti, sige? Magsaging muna tayo, B1 at B2 at mamaya manood tayo ng Barney, ang dinosaur na binabae. Joe. Yes, Bayuman na. Nandyan na ang mga idol natin. At kapag nag-join na sila, ay mabubuo nila ang Bayo Robot. At kung bitin ka pa, ay susunod na ang Shider, pulis pangkalawakan at ang partner niyang si Annie. Dadalhin ka niya sa time-space warp para talunin sina Ida at Fumaliar. O andyan din pala sina Ultraman at Bagmaman. Ayan, super ganda at sexy. Sino ba yan, tol? Siya ang magandang si Marimar, kasama ang aso niyang si Pulgoso. Kaso, sa kabilang TV station nga pala sila, pero mapapanood pa rin naman natin siya sa Maria Mercedes. At teka, si Presidente Ramos nabighani rin sa alindog niya. At gusto nyo bang matuto mga bata? O ito ang para sa inyo, si Kiko Matching, Kong Pagong at si Kuya Boji ng Batibot. At heto pa ang mga programang ATVP, Siniskwela, Hiraya Manawari, Matinik at Apple. Ayan na, millennium na. Ito ang panahong 2000 hanggang 2010. Masaya pa rin ang tanghalian kasamang It's Showtime at Wawawi. Ang mga gabi ay puno pa rin ng katatawanan kasamang Banana Split at Gowin Bulilit. At makaka-relate ka lalo dahil ito ang panahon ng mga reality shows kagaya ng Pinoy Big Brother at ang kanyang bahay ni Kuya. At syempre, ang nakaka-addict na Filipinas Got Talent. At heto pa, si Kokey, ang nakakaaliw na alien. No, hindi siya yan! Pero teka, kilala ko yan ah. At hindi siya nagpunta rito para makipag-away. Ramdam niya ang presensya ni Kokey, ang cool at mala-Ovaltine na alien. Si Boy Soko kaya, ano ang masasabi niya? At bago pa lumitaw ang BTS at iba pang K-pop group, baliw-baliwan muna tayo sa F4 at sa kanilang telenobelang Meteor Garden. At ang mga magagandang alaala ay walang katapusan dahil sa at dito pa at marami pang iba. At habang papalapit na sa taong 2010, nagpapaalala si Santino na may bukas pang darating sa lahat. Gusto niyang ipaunawa na ipaubaya ang buong tiwala natin sa Diyos. Si bro nga pala. Ito rin ang taimtim na panalangin para sa lahat ng nalungkot at umiyak sa hindi na pag-ere ng ABS-CBN. At kung mabibigyan pa ba sila uli ng panibagong prangkisa, yan ang hindi natin masasabi. At kung sakaling hindi na nga magkaroon ng ABS-CBN sa hinaharap, ang mga masasayang alaala, dulot ng mga programa nito ay siguradong mananatili sa puso ng maraming mga Pilipino. Maraming salamat ABS-CBN. Ginawa mong makulay at espesyal ang mga kabataan namin. Hanggang sa muling pagkikita.